What's up guys, I am back with part 2 on how to build an apartment building, and in this video I plan on finishing the rest of the exterior of the building. So you're going to need some white concrete, gray concrete, white stained glass panes, black stained glass panes, flower pots, and a fern. The first thing I'm gonna do is use my white concrete, and I'm gonna go on the left and right side. Keep in mind I'm at the back side right now where we left off, and I'm just gonna go on the left and right side and just bring white concrete all the way up to the top layer. Okay, so I finished filling all of that in with white concrete, so it just should be a solid wall on the left and right side. Now I'm gonna go off to the left side and I'm gonna start cutting out some windows, and as soon as I do it on this side, it's gonna be the same thing on the right. So I'm gonna go all the way down to the bottom. So starting at this bottom layer, I'm gonna count up 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you just want to make sure you have 3 spaces remaining on this side. So go out on the 4th block and cut out 3. So you have 3 spaces away from this window, and then 3 spaces in between this hole and the edge. Now cut out 2 more layers above that, so you have a 3 by 3 hole. So that is going to be one of the windows for the first floor. Now I'm going to skip up 4 blocks, and then on the 5th block I'm going to cut out another 3 by 3 window. So I'm just going to keep doing that until I reach the top. So keep in mind we are just 4 spaces in between each window. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have 7 spaces in between this block and the empty space here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I almost missed it. Alright, so I'm gonna go back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna cut out another window here. And as soon as I bring this all the way up to the top layer, I'm then just gonna do it on the other side. Okay, I brought it all the way up to the top, so I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces remaining at the top in between this hole and the top layer. So now I'm just gonna go on the opposite side and do the same thing. So skip over 7 blocks, and on the 8th block you can start making your first window, and you just want to make sure you have 3 spaces remaining on the edge. Okay, so I have my first window there, and now just 4 spaces in between all the other ones until you reach the top. Okay, so I have all the holes on this side now. Now I want to use my white stained glass panes to fill in all of those empty spaces so they become windows, not just holes. So I'm gonna do that on each side, and then we just have a couple more details, and then we could actually go to the official back side of the building. This is still like the side of the building. So let me just finish filling all of this in, and then we'll head to the back side of the building. Okay, so I have this side filled in, and I actually forgot. I said let's fill this in and then we'll head to the back side, but yeah, we still have a few more details, so I'll do it on this side just so you can hurry up and do it on that one. So I have my white concrete, and I'm simply just going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. So it's kind of like, I don't know what you would call this. Not like a window seal, but it's just like this little part here, right underneath the window. And then you could just put a flower pot and a fern in the middle of that, so you have like this little detail on the window. Okay, so just make sure you have one block of space overhanging on each side, so it's 5 in total. So I'm gonna do that for all of the other windows, and then I'm gonna do all of this to the other side. And now, after we have that done, we can then head on to the back side of the building. Okay, I'm just finishing, hang on, I'm just finishing up this side now, so I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so it's just as simple as that. We got some windows, we got a little overhang right there, and then we got a flower pot with a fern going all the way up. And then it's just the same thing on the other side. So I'm at the back side now, and I'm just gonna head off to the left. And I'm gonna start doing the balconies for this side now. So I have my white concrete still, and I want to make sure I'm on the same layer as this balcony here, so you can just follow along. And then you just want to place 2 white concrete blocks right there for now, and then you could just bring this over another 9, so it's 10 in total, including this block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So from this corner to that corner, it's 10 in total. I'm going to bring this out one more layer, so we have 3 spaces. So that is going to be the floor for the balcony on the first floor. And keep in mind, I have 1 block of space in between this block and the start of this balcony. Okay, so now that we have that, keep in mind I'm also overhanging by 2. I'm overhanging by 1 right here. I think you could see that. It's the same exact design as we did on the front side. Or I guess that's like the side of the building. Okay, now I'm going to do the roof. So once again, like we did before, I'm just going to skip up 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the 5th block, I'm going to start making my roof. So 2 blocks on this side. Oh, actually 3 since we're overhanging it. Another block. And then we can just fill all of this in. And once we reach all the way to the edge, we want to make sure to overhang the roof 1 extra block longer than the layer down here. So it's 1 extra block longer than that. Okay, so I guess I'll go over here. It's exactly how we did it. So we have that overhanging 1 extra block compared to that. And yeah, 4 spaces in between them. And now, as you can see, we have to skip up 1 block and have our floor again. So I'll do that. I'm going to have 2 layers of white concrete on top of this. And then on the second layer, I'm going to have my floors for this second floor balcony. Okay, so as you can see, we have 1 block of space in between this roof and that floor. And now I'm going to skip up another 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th block, we have our roof for this layer now. So as long as you guys remember how to do it, or how we did it on the previous balconies, then this should be no problem for you. So it's as simple as just having your floor, skipping up 4 blocks, having your roof. Having your floor, skip up 4 blocks, and having your roof. It's like the same pattern going all the way up. So I'm going to place 2 more layers here. And then I'm going to have my floors. And then after I have my floors, skip up 4 more blocks. Make sure that doesn't go all the way out to there. Let's see, did I do the floors down? Okay, whoops. These are the floors. So we want to make sure that's in 1 block. Okay, so we have our floors there, then our ceiling overhanging 1, then our floors back in. Our ceiling overhanging, that's too much. Okay, hang on. Alright. So, let me make sure. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spaces here for the floors, and then 11 spaces for the roof. And then 10 spaces for the floors, 11 spaces for the roof, 10 spaces for the floors. So now we got to skip up another 4 blocks. I have 11 spaces for the roof. So as long as you guys, once again, remember how we did it in the previous episode, then this should be no problem for you. So I'm probably just going to do all of the rest of this off camera. And then I guess I'll head on to that side, show a little bit over there. And then I'm just going to be literally doing the same thing that I've already done here. Okay. So yeah, let me just continue doing the rest of this. And I'll see you guys when I have it done. And yeah, I'm trying to see. Should I leave it like that? Oh, I never put my wall here. Okay, that would probably be a little bit easier. So let me just finish doing this side, and then we got to fill in those spaces there, so it makes it a lot easier to do the balcony. My bad. Okay, so let me go back up here. This is the roof. Now I have my floors, so I have to do this. Right? Yeah, okay. So let me just finish doing this, and then we have to fill in all the other space with our white concrete where those 2 spaces are, so we could do these balconies a lot easier. Okay guys, I'm finishing up the last balcony right now, so I'm doing the roof, and then I'll show you exactly how this is looking. And then we just have to fill in all our white concrete next to this, so it makes it a lot easier for us. And then we are going to have some more windows, so we just have to cut out more holes after we fill that in. But it should be looking like this. So we have our roof, our floor, our roof, our floor. And the roof is just overhanging 1 extra block longer than the floors on the inner part. And then all the way on the side of the building, it's all just lined up. Okay, so it's literally the same exact balcony that we've already done in the previous video. It's just a little bit smaller on the back side. But it's still like the exact same thing. So I guess I'll just start using my white concrete. And I'm going to fill in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces, I believe. Yeah, that should be good. And then I'm just going to bring that all the way up to the top layer. Okay, so I have 3 extra spaces at the top. Let's fill all of this in. Alright, so it's the same way that we have everything else. And now let me just finish filling in all the rest of these spaces. Okay, I'm doing the last one now, so I'll go back and show you what this side is looking like. Alright, let's see. So now we have a big empty wall right there, all filled in. And then we just have to cut out some holes for the windows there. But before we do that, I'm going to head on to that side and start doing the balcony. But it should look like this as of right now. And keep in mind that empty space, we still have to bring up our gray concrete for like the big support beam type thing. So yeah, this is the left back side of the building, and it should look like this. Okay guys, one more thing left to do on the left side. We just have to go where we placed this solid wall. We have to go on the inside and fill in 4 blocks of white concrete right here where our opening for the balcony is going to be. So you should only have 7 spaces in between this edge here and the wall starting here. So I said 7 spaces for this big wall. It's actually going to be 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now let me just go to all these other spaces and just fill in 4 blocks of white concrete, and then we can head on to the other side. We could start filling in the walls first, and then we could start doing the balconies to make it a lot easier. Okay, there we go. We got the extra block in between all those spaces. So now it should be looking like this. And we can then head on to the other side. Okay, now for the other side, like I said, instead of 7 blocks, it's going to be 8. So starting right here on the edge, you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 spaces, and we're just going to bring that all the way up to the top. Okay, so I have that wall filled in now with 8 spaces of white concrete. Now we could head on to the right side of this and start doing our balcony. So keep in mind we are going to be on the same layer as the balcony here. So you want to bring this out 1, 2. So like that. And then we could bring it over 2 more, so it's 3 in total. So we have it going out 2 here, and then 3. And then we could bring this, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it should reach right on the edge of this white concrete. And then we could bring this in, just fill it all in. Oh, hang on, wait. What happened here? I don't think that should be overhanging by 2. Whoops, okay. Delete one of these layers here, and then bring it over. So we have the 2 spaces filled in there. So yeah, I was a little confused. It should be right on the edge of this white concrete. Okay, my bad. So we have just 1 block coming out, if you're looking at it from this side. And then we bring it over 3 spaces. And then we got still 10 spaces from this corner to that corner. And it should be, or wait, to that one. I think I said that one, to this one. And then it should be lined up with this edge of the wall. Alright, and then we brought it 3 spaces. Now I'm going to skip up another 4. And it's just going to be the same thing that we did at the opposite side. So I'm probably just going to skip over all of this. And make sure to also leave this just lined up with that. Alright, and then the inner part over here is going to be overhanging by 1 extra block. Because that is the roof. Now I'm going to fill in 2 spaces here. And then I'm going to start doing my floors for the second floor balcony. So yeah, I'm just going to skip over this. And then after this, we have to cut out the holes for the windows there. And then we have to do the little beam in the middle, the same way that we did the front with all those big windows. And then we just have to fill in all the glass and we're done with part 2. Oh, we have to cover up the roof as well, but that's no big deal. So yeah, let me just continue doing the rest of the balconies and I'll see you guys when I have it done. Okay, so I went all the way up and did all the balconies and floors, or like the roof and floors. And I still have 3 spaces up here, so I'm just going to fill all of this in. And then I'm going to start cutting out all the holes for the windows and those big empty spaces. But for now, just make sure you have all the balconies on each side looking like this, and they're all just going to be on the same layer. So yeah, it should look like this. We're getting it done. We almost got the entire exterior of the building done. Okay, now let's cut out the holes for the windows in these big empty spaces. So I'm going to start at the left side, and I want to make sure to skip up 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And on the 8th block, make sure you have 3 spaces in between this opening and the hole we're about to cut. So we're going to cut out 2 here. So I have 3 spaces on this side and 3 spaces on this side. And then from this block to the bottom, we have 7 spaces. Now I'm going to cut out 2 more layers above that. So the window is 2 blocks wide and 3 blocks in height. Now I'm going to skip up another 4 spaces and cut out another 2 block wide, 3 block in height window. And then another 4 spaces, and then another hole. So I'm going to do that until I reach the top. It's the same way that we did those 3x3 windows. Literally the exact same thing, except this window is a 2x3, not a 3x3. And I'm just going to bring it all the way up until we reach the top floor. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. Okay, I went all the way up. I have 4 more spaces remaining at the top. And now I have all of those holes. Now I'm going to go to this side and do the same thing. So I just want to make sure to skip up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the 8th block, we could cut out 2 and then make it 3 in height. Make sure it's 3 spaces on each side, and then you can just skip 4 in between each hole and start doing all of the other holes. Alright, and now I have 4 more spaces remaining above that final window. Alright, well there we go. We got all of those holes for the windows now. And the next thing I'm going to do is use my white concrete. And I guess I'll just start at the left side. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did over here. So we have like this little overhang. Except, I'm going to push it more towards, or for example, on this side it's going to be more towards the right of the window. And on this side it's going to be more towards the left. So I'll go to the left side first. And I'm just going to place 3 blocks of white concrete right there. And as you can see, I have 1 block overhanging more towards that side. Now I'm going to go to this side and push it 3 blocks, but make sure it's more towards the left of the window. Let me make sure that's what I did. Unless I put 4 spaces. Yeah, that's what I did. I thought for a second I did something like that. You could do this if you wanted to, just like even it out. But I'm just going to leave the same as I had the front. So yeah, let me go back over here. It's just going to be 3 spaces. And then you just want to do that same thing for all of these other windows. And just make sure to overhang it 1 extra block to the right for the left side. And 1 extra block to the left for the right side. Alright, so let me just go all the way up and do all of this. And then on the empty space, on all the empty spaces, we're going to have a flower pot and a fern. Okay, so there we go. I did all of the 3 spaces underneath all the windows, and it should be looking like this. Now we can start doing the big center point, and then we can fill in all of the glass. And after that, then we still have to fill in the roof, and after that, we are then done with the exterior of the building. Okay, now I have my gray concrete, and I'm at the middle point of the building, and I'm just gonna place a layer right here on each side going all the way up. And then behind this I'm gonna have 1 more layer, so it's 2 in total. So I have this going all the way up. I'm just gonna leave 2 spaces taller than this white concrete here. So I believe that's the same as that side. Now behind this I'm just gonna have another layer, so it's 2 in total. And then I'm gonna go to this side and do the same thing. Alright, so leave 2 spaces remaining and then go back down. And then after I do this, I'm going to head back up and then just bring it across to the other side to over there. So let me start over here and just bring this across, and it should match up. Okay, yep, it matched up. So let's do this side as well. Okay, let's go back here, and we want to just have 3 layers of gray concrete like that. So just fill it in all the way at the top. All that other space is going to be empty because we have our windows. And now I'm just going to cover up the top of this with the rest of the gray concrete. And then I believe we're not going to be needing the gray concrete anymore. Then we can start doing the windows in this center point. Actually, I think I'm just gonna do here. Let me finish doing this, and then we could just cover up the roof with our white concrete, and then we could continue doing the rest of the windows in here. So I have my white concrete. Oh, we have to bring this gray concrete down another layer, so it's 2 in total. Alright, so like that, 2 blocks in total. Let me go to this side, do the same. There we go. Now I'm going to use my white concrete, and I'm just going to fill all of this in. It's just going to be a flat roof. We could add possibly some fans and stuff and vents later on if we want to add more detail to the building. But overall, let me just cover all of this up with my white concrete, and then we could start doing the big windows in the center of the gray pillar. And then we could just do the rest of the windows with our glass. And then we are done. Okay, so now I'm finishing up with this side. And now we have the roof done. It's as simple as that. We could add some fans and stuff for extra detail later on. But for now, this is all it's going to be looking like. And now we can head on to the back and start doing the rest of the windows in that big empty space. And then we just have all the empty spaces to fill in with our glass. Okay, now for the big empty space, I have my white concrete and I'm going to start at the bottom. I want to make sure I'm on the inner block of the gray concrete, so I have 1 block of space remaining there. And now I want to skip up 5 blocks from this bottom block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th block, I'm going to place a layer of white concrete. Let me make sure this is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it was a little hard to see because it's really dark here. So we have 1 layer of white concrete there. Now, above that, we want to skip up another 5 blocks. And we're going to have a window in between this. And then on top of this, I'm going to place 1 more layer of white concrete. So it's 2 instead of 1 there. So it's the same that we did in the front. So we have 1 block of space here. And then we skipped up 5. Then we have 2, skip up 5, 2, skip up 5, and 2. So you just want to do the same thing back here. So we have 2. Now it is a little hard to see. Let me count the white concrete. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th block, I'm going to place 2 layers of white concrete. And then I'm going to skip up another 5, place 2, skip up another 5, and place 2 until I reach the top. And then at the top, we just want to fill in 2 more layers. And then that's it. So I'll show you how to do the top as soon as I get there. It's the same as the front, but just in case if you forgot. So let me finish doing the rest of this. I believe that is where it should be. Or is that too much? No, that's good. Okay, so yeah, let me finish doing this and then I'll show you how to do the top, which is literally like the same as I'm doing right now, but just in case. And then we could just fill all of this in with our glass. Okay, I'm reaching the top one, so we should only have 2 layers showing right here. And then we should have 5 blocks of space. So yeah, we are good. So we have 2 layers remaining at the top right up against this gray concrete. And that's it. So now I'm going to use black stained glass panes to fill in the balconies and stuff. And then I'm going to use white to fill in those small windows. And then black to fill in the big empty space in the middle. So I'll start at the left side over here, and I'm just going to use the panes and wrap it around. So this is going to be the railing for the balcony. And then inside of here, I'm going to place 4 layers of black stained glass. And if you want to, you could cut out a little hole in the middle to count or to act as a doorway like that. So you could access the balcony. I'm just going to leave it sealed off. So you just want to make sure to do this for all the other balconies on each side. And then you also want to use your black glass to fill in all the windows in the center point here. Just like this. And I'll do the doorway down here. Oh no, instead of having a doorway down here like we did at the front, this is also just going to be completely patched up. And then after you fill in this center point and the balconies and stuff with the black stained glass panes, then you want to use your white stained glass panes to fill in the rest of these windows on each side. So I'm going to do that, and as soon as I have that done, then we are done with the exterior of the building. Okay guys, so I just finished filling in all the empty space with my glass. So it's just all patched up. It should look like this. And now I'll show you a quick little design we could do at the top instead of just having this completely flat. So I'll just clear my inventory. I'm going to grab some polished andesite and some rails. And also end rods. Where are the end rods? Hang on. Where are they at? Oh, there they are. Okay. So I've done this before, but in case you haven't seen it, then I'll show you again. So I'm going to have maybe like 4 blocks lined up. So it's 8 in total, like that. And I'm going to have a little circle with the rails there, or like side by side. And then I'm going to have maybe some end rods like this, maybe like 2. And then we can have 4 blocks here, and then a circle there with the rails. Alright, so that's one little section there. So these are like fans or vents to act as more detail for the top of the building, because normally stuff like this is on the top of like skyscrapers and stuff. So I'll have maybe like 3 here, so we'll just have like an oval. And then maybe an end rod here and here. And then we could have, maybe we could have another 4 here. Actually, let's have it kind of like that. And then we could have a circle here and a circle here. Okay, but overall it's all up to you guys, but that's some little design you could do for the roof instead of just having it plain. But that is going to be it for this part on how to build this apartment building. We just finished the exterior of the building. I still have like the floors down here to do, like a little walkway around the building, but I'm just going to do that when I do the interior because that is for the parking lot. But overall, that's going to be it for this video. Okay guys, that is going to be it for part 2 on how to build an apartment building. And if this did help you, be sure to please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in part 3. Later.
Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had